The topic being debated today is the U.S. the most Sharia law-abiding country in the world? And to start off with background information, here's a video.
Principles. And what is Sharia? Sharia is a political movement, much like communism and apartheid, with a few men in power making promises of a better life. This movement has been more loosely described as radical Islam or political Islam. Its mission is world domination. The method is jihad. Jihad comes in three forms: violent, cultural, and financial. Let's go to America. The first Sharia court was legalized in Richardson, Texas in 2007. There is pressure to create more Sharia courts in New Jersey, Minnesota, and California.
Sharia does not allow freedom of religion. It discriminates against women, against non-Muslims. There is no equal rights under Sharia. A Muslim head of state can come to power through seizure of power, not through election. A Muslim head of state must be obeyed even if he is unjust. A Muslim woman can be beaten by her husband. There are 3 murders allowed under Sharia law. The first one is to kill an apostate, the second one to kill an adulterer, and to kill a highway robber.
To help you understand more about Sharia law, here are some definitions that you might find useful while listening to the debates. Sharia law is flexible and, like many systems based on analyzing ancient texts, subject to various interpretations. Jurists are the people who study Sharia law and come up with the specifics on how to conduct life in modern society. And all the courts in this country are open to interpreting Sharia law in situations involving divorce, family, and estates, but every jurisdiction is different, and the case law is not one-sided in the least. Sharia law has not taken that course in this country, and many legal cases have weighed heavily on the institution of Sharia law in the American legal system. Sharia law has become an increasing issue in the United States. The U.S. constitutional system is built on managing the tensions in our pluralistic society between strong religious and secular principles, whether through reasonable religious accommodations in the workplace or treating religion as a form of freedom of expression. Our legal systems is well equipped to balance conflicts between church and state. Not everyone can agree on the Sharia law, and these are just some of the disadvantages that the Sharia law may bring. There is non-Muslim discrimination. Nearly every government that implements Sharia law has an uptick in the amount of violence and repression against non-Muslims. There is also criminalization of apostasy and homosexuality. The government, in effect, is punishing people for how they choose to associate and what they choose to believe. Additionally, many countries that implement some minimal form of Sharia law also have blasphemy laws that result in a vast limitation of both freedom and an excuse for people to settle petty grievances. There is also authoritarianism. No Sharia-based society has fully accepted democracy or popular rule in anything but name. This comes from the idea that Sharia leaders think they are beyond reproach, saved by God Himself. As a result, they do not need to cater to different opinions held by other men. It does, however, have its supporters that believe that the Sharia law should be implemented in many places across the world. The advantages include Islamic unity. Sharia law tends to create the prospect of a new type of unity in states that are fractured by ethnic and tribal divides, a union through Islam. Religious principles applied to public life. In the Sharia, governments often require the religious principles to be applied by law, such as the wearing of headscarves, the banning of alcohol, and other such religious requirements, which make it more common for people to be religious. The following slide will recap the information that was stated above. We will begin with the pros. And now we will continue with the cons. We hope this information has been useful to you before you hear the actual debate. Now, let's continue to discuss, is the United States the most Sharia law-abiding country in the world? Good luck!